Yeah, I'm living my best life.
Hello and welcome to another episode of A Lot of Alexis. I am Alexis Cooper, your host, in case you didn't know that. And Matt is back today.
Thanks for having me back.
Woo!
That was a fun first one, so
It was
it's
really
always
fun.
nice to come back for a second.
We obviously could have talked for days because that's like what we do anyway.
Right. You could have talked for days. I would have listened for days because that's what we do.
Very true. Which kind of brings us into something I think would be fun to talk about. We teased a little bit last time about, next time we're going to talk about this transition from dating to marriage and married life. Yes. But what you just addressed is something like is so true to our core, is like this yin and yang combination between
I think
us.
those are the two words you've said the most in your life.
In my life.
You love saying yin and yang.
Since knowing you,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's pretty true.
The only time I ever hear those two words is coming out of your mouth.
Oh, well, I'm flattered.
You're
It's
welcome.
a great phrase. But it's also so true. Like, just look at the last episode. It's like I could literally talk for days. And you did too. I mean, you did too. I have to always remember that, like, you are a guy. But
Yeah. Yeah, there's that stat that's like women speak 3 or 4 times the amount of words that men speak or something like that.
I for sure
Probably
believe
even
it.
more than that, now that I think about it.
I mean, you're married to somebody that would make you believe it's more than that.
Yeah, we're on the higher end of that average too.
Our ratios are way...
Yeah, you're on the higher end and I'm on the lower end, so it's just like drastically different.
Exactly.
So,
and I
it's
would
okay.
not have it any
Yeah.
other way.
Yin and yang.
Yeah.
That's it.
But that's one of the things, like, if I could pick out a flaw that you would have about me,
Yeah.
like being in a relationship with me,
Yeah.
it would be like the overthinking, overprocessing, overspeaking.
Yeah, but that's not really a flaw. It's only a flaw when, no, I wouldn't even call it a flaw. Sometimes I'll say, hey, you got to just not worry about it. But, you know, we say a lot like what will be will be. And
Yeah.
that mindset of overthinking kind of gets in the way of that. Because
But
a lot
you'll
of the
never
time,
tell me to relax.
no, I will, and you'll yell at me. But whenever you think too much, it's always, 9 times out of 10, it's just, what's that? Fugazi. It doesn't make,
Wait, what is that from?
Wolf of Wall Street. It's
Right.
actually- DiCaprio says it's Fugazi. And he goes, Fugazi.
Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly. That means like what will be, will be.
Yeah, all this, you think, 90% of the stuff you think about is just causing stress and it's irrelevant.
And hypothetical.
Yeah.
Like
you're
nothing's actually happening.
Yeah, you're creating the things you're stressful about is because you're thinking too much. So if you cut that part out, a lot of the thinking would go away because there's nothing to think about.
Right, because you don't like it when I'm stressed.
I do not like it when you're stressed. No.
Obviously.
No.
As one wouldn't.
Yeah.
But you especially don't like it when I'm stressed because, as we talked about before, you're just my best friend and you get the brunt of everything I'm feeling.
Right. Yeah. But there's a difference between you thinking about things that are relevant and I try to tone it back when you're saying things that aren't going to matter in 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I definitely tend to overprocess
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's not necessarily
things that
bad.
don't happen.
Yeah, but it's not a bad thing because a lot of the time you need like one of us has to be thinking about stuff like that. And I'm on the end of, it's okay.
Yeah, it would happen before you notice or
Yeah.
like thought that it was a possibility to happen.
Right.
Which also isn't a bad thing.
Right.
But we just could never live like each other.
Right. But that's another reason why we work out so well is because I'm very if plans change in the moment, I could not give a shit. And you're like,
I give 10,000 shits.
right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hate that.
Yeah. So one of us needs to be like, nope, it's going to be okay. And one of us needs to freak out.
We work very well in that dynamic of you already know that I'm going to overreact
Yeah.
and you're already so extra lackadaisical because of that.
Right.
And it really evens out well.
Right.
Like we never butt heads because we're opposite, but like I'll butt heads with a given situation and you're just there,
Right.
you know, to bounce off of.
Right. That's what I'm here for.
Oh, I love it. I love it. But yeah, yin and yang, we definitely, something that comes up a lot when I talk to other couples, whether they're in beginning stages, dating, engaged, marriage, doesn't matter, is this subject of finances and how they handle their finances. And we're not shy to discuss really anything about our relationship. And this is no different. You know, we've had people ask us over the years, which is actually a really weird question to ask somebody, but I guess because we're such open books, we don't care. It's like, oh, you know, do you guys share accounts? Or
And it might not be a question that people, it just like comes up in conversation.
Totally. I've never felt offended by anybody asking me, but our answers sure are different than the average couple.
Yeah.
We've always been in a situation prior to marriage. Well, prior to Kallie, I would say.
Yeah.
Even after marriage, we always had this 50-50 split. Not like when we were dating. Like you were always a gentleman, always picked up the bill, whatever. When things got real.
First date was 50-50.
Was it?
No.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, wait a second. It was for sure not.
No.
I don't know. You psyched me out for a second. But at the end of the day, like we always had, when we moved into our own place and we were splitting rent and all of this stuff, you know, we made generally the same amount of money and we just split everything 50-50.
Right.
And it felt right. And I never felt like I was struggling. You never felt like you were struggling. We always just split things.
Right.
And then it came like marriage and kid. And it just took this really, really big shift.
Yeah.
That I can't say that I have a hard time with it because I don't.
Right.
But for a minute, I had a hard time.
Yeah. You were pretty like, you're not one to ask for help.
At all.
So when it's kind of a necessity sometimes to ask for help when you're the one home with Kallie and taking care of her, because, you know, money is only part of the whole life equation. And you know, there's you being home with Kallie is another part of the equation.
Yeah.
So like when you're just looking at it as money being it's hard to be like, oh, well, I'm home with Kallie, so I'm not, you know, bringing in as much money.
Right.
But you're not valuing being home with Kallie as part of the life. So once you kind of once you understood that how much value it holds being home with her and taking care of her, I think it's easier for you to accept that whole, we're still 50-50. It's just in different aspects.
Totally. I just feel guilty sometimes now that we've made that transition of, you know, you pay our bills and I pay my bills, that you can't, or I can't help but feel guilty sometimes when now we're in the stage of life where we're looking to buy a home and much like a bigger scale.
Yeah.
Of, okay, so it was always our plan.
Yeah.
For me to, I guess a little bit of background's needed because for those who don't know, we're both self-employed, where we can make our own schedules, dictate our own income. As long as we have the demand for it, we can dictate what income comes, how much, and when, which is a beautiful thing. It comes with being your own boss, which has its struggles, but you and I both love it. And at the end of the day, that's what led us to this being able to split everything 50-50. I feel like we just had to go back for a second to kind of come back and establish, like, I am a stay-at-home mom. I also work, but I took that cut of work time. You know, I work less than half than I used to, which gives me the capability to be home 6 out of the 7 days with Kallie.
Right.
Which is a beautiful thing. It's what you and I always talked about that we wanted. And that's when you would step into this role. I mean, you've always provided, but as like the provider, it becomes this label. And I can't help but my insides, my feelings for that,
Right.
feel guilty because I do know the burden of needing to pay bills on time and then making sure you still have enough in your account to feel comfortable. And now you put a child on top of it. So to put that all on you, it does make me feel guilty sometimes. And I think it's a good thing to talk about.
Yeah. But we have a good working relationship where, you know, even with the hours that I do work, you know, we still have the time of you, me, and Kallie. And, you know, I still have my days with her when you're working. So I think we figured it out pretty quickly how to make everything work without sacrificing time as a family and without sacrificing, you know, my time with her when you're working.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about me taking one long day to work is that you get this uninterrupted time with her, start to finish, you know, that day to be like her, she calls it her daddy day. Like
Yeah.
she knows that it's coming.
Yeah.
And it's not because of a lack of time with you any other day.
Right.
That's not true. You balance your time so well
Right.
with working and also being at home and being extremely present in
Right.
both Kallie and my life. And I don't know how you do it because at the end of the day, for you to, you know, you can see some husbands who are the provider and then they don't get to be home. Like
Right.
you truly do it all.
Right. Yeah. And that day with her is also beneficial for me, like mentally, to just not worry about work. And I just have to be with her.
Yep.
So it works out that, you know, usually we got Sundays together.
Yep.
And that Thursday is just, you know, that's Kallie day. And it's huge mentally to just zone out of work and just spend it with her. It's good to have that break.
I will say on a funny level, by the end of that day though, you're like,
Can't wait for Friday.
babe, you do a lot.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You realize what you go through every day of the highs and lows of a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
So
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's another thing that sometimes I feel guilty about. It's like I don't give myself that rite of passage to be so exhausted at the end of the day just as much as you are because, you know, you're working. I mean, you're doing manual labor, carpentry all day, you know, really long days. And then, you know, you still make it home and you show up and you be present. So at the end of the day, sometimes it makes me feel guilty for being so tired, like visibly tired from the day that I've had with her. As beautiful as it is taxing.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, well, I feel this pressure to, not from you, just on myself, to show up and be still on when you come home and you're off, you know, because you've had a long day too.
right.
But yeah, it's a weird shift for me mentally. And I mean, she's 2.5, so I'm getting better at it. But my goal is to kind of try and get used to it before it's gone.
Right. Yeah. I mean, well, we've always had like a non-traditional work, like schedule.
Schedule,
I mean,
yeah.
because you were like, even when you were waitressing, like you would, you know, I mean, we were still in school then, but the hours were like, we've never had that get up, drop Kallie off, go to work, pick Kallie up, make dinner, go to bed.
And I'm so grateful for that.
Right. And that's not, I just don't think that's how we're wired. Like we don't want that. And we've always been cool with, you know, some days we don't see each other until 8:00 at night.
Yeah.
And then that's our time together.
But you know what's so key is that we're video calling.
Right. Yeah. We talk
Throughout the
during the day
day.
anyways. Yeah.
And that's another beautiful thing about self-employment.
Right.
Is that you can call at, you know, 1:30, or I guess that's everyone's lunchtime, but you know, 11
Pick the one
o'clock.
time that works for everybody. You can call it lunchtime.
Call it about 1:30, like every other person. But you know, I mean, you could call every hour on the hour if you wanted to,
Right.
just to say hi.
Right.
And she feels you know, she feels that effort as young as she is. But yeah, you know, I think, you know, we do send her to daycare a few hours a week, and I think it's so beneficial, and she absolutely loves it, and I love it. But there's something about me being so glad that that's not what we have to do.
Right.
Like you said, that routine. I'm glad that it's not every day, not seeing her all day and only seeing her, like you said, to cook dinner and put her to bed.
Right.
Now, I admire any job that requires you to work, you know, a 9 to 5, and nurses are usually 7 to 3, like all these jobs that really, you know, help people. You don't have a choice. I'm not saying that that's wrong or what we have is better, but
Well, this is this is what we always wanted.
it is. And it's what a lot of people would want.
Right.
And they wish they could do, but they're already so into their career. Like we just both chose trades, and that's what gave us, I mean, when we chose our careers, we did not connect it to, oh, this will be the life we have when we have a daughter.
No, of course not.
We didn't know that it was going to be this, I mean, frankly, awesome.
Right.
I love it. But it is weird, you know, I had a weird break today at work, and I drove to get something to eat and drove back. And for me, she's never not in my car.
Yeah, when you're either with her or working.
That's it.
You rarely have a time where you're not at the gym when she's at daycare or, you know, she's, you know, at daycare at the gym with you.
Yeah.
Like there's never a time when you're not working and not with her.
Never.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Isn't that crazy to think?
Yeah.
Like I said to Mom, because I was on the phone with her when I was, you know, just driving, and I'm like, wait a second. This is some people's life. Like some people think like, oh, my kid's at daycare, you know, 8 to 5, and that time is for me, whether you're working that whole time or not. It's like you can get errands done and all this stuff. I'm like, what is that like?
Right. Yeah, it's good that we've always shared that same, like, this is what we want. Like when we have a kid, we want to be there with her as much as possible as she's, you know, the first couple of years of life before she goes to school.
Absolutely.
We want to be there with her. And, you know, it's good that she's going to school too, or to daycare, because she's getting that, you know, she's hanging out with other kids and learning.
they're very
It's like
structured. They're great.
It's like a preschool for her.
Totally is.
And she's hanging out and, you know, doing those types of things. But it's good that we spend as much time with her as we do, because that's always been important to us. Like you said, it's not saying it's good or bad. It's just like we share the same mindset of how valuable that is. And that's just what we want to do.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we want to spend the most time with her.
Yeah, we're blessed to be able to do it.
Right.
And when you say it like that, it makes me circle back to the beginning of the conversation where I really shouldn't feel guilty, because the structure that we have allows her to be raised solely by us.
Right. Yeah. The finances and stuff is only part of the equation.
And I'm not like all about money in my head. It's not like that. It's just more so you can't help but feel like successful when you pay bills. Like, I don't know why I took such pride in every month. You know, I went on and I paid my bills and I felt so good and I had this much left, and you just feel like, you know, you've got it. So it leads to, you know, what we originally got, you know, into. It's like, so we've never, you know, morphed accounts into one account, because we do both have our own businesses.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's like, it's truly not you or me. It's a marriage. And because we both do what we do, it allows me to be a stay-at-home mom who also gets to work, and you get to work as the provider and still get a weekday and a weekend where you can spend it all with Kallie, and then the weekend's me too. So
yeah, I think we're both doing what we love to do.
We are.
And it's just like, this is our life. It's not like we go to work and do this and do that. It's just like, all right, today, you know, you're doing someone's hair, and today I'm building this, but it's just part of life. We're not going to work. Although that's what Kallie says. Mom would go to work today.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Or when someone comes, like your mom came over this morning and she was like, hey mom, go to work now. Because she knows that that's like her time.
Right.
With her. But yeah, it's really cool. I have to own it and know, like, this is the way God intended. You know, moms get to raise the children. And I really do have the best of both worlds, because then I get to also do the job that I love.
Right.
But it's like, you also have to feel, and I guess this is a question, you must feel so proud to be able to provide for your whole family.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's cool. And it's cool to do it in a way of something that, like I said, we love to do. So like, it's cool to, structure is nice and all, but to be able to just, like you said, we're making our own schedule and hey, today we're going to do this and tomorrow we're going to do that. It's cool to just have everything, the days just flow together. So it's like, it's just, I don't know how to explain it other than it doesn't feel like it's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then the weekend.
Right.
It's just like, this is what we're doing today.
Yeah.
It's like a day by day. We don't have that Monday through Friday regimen.
Yeah, can't wait till the weekend.
Yeah,
That's just not us.
it's just this is what we're doing today, and sometimes I don't even know what day it is.
Yeah, I
and
agree.
That's just but that's how I like it.
Me too.
Like I don't care. Sometimes I'm at work on a Sunday, or sometimes you're at work on a Saturday, and
Yeah, sometimes.
it's just this is what we do.
And it's not like, I have to go do that.
This
you
is
have to go do it because
this is just how it is.
we made it that way.
Right. Yeah. And we made it that way. It's not because
And
we
you
have to.
could take off.
Right.
Like if both of us wanted to have a 9 to 5 schedule, we could work 9 to 5 in our jobs. Like it's totally possible. But what we do, it's very, very, very cool.
We're not built for that.
We're not. I definitely love every day's a little bit of spontaneity, Spontaneity.
Boy. I got a 400 on my critical reading SAT. So
Oh my God. How do you even remember what you got?
my dad gives me shit all the time.
Oh my. Of course he does. Wait, that's so funny. I don't even know. I think I did surprisingly well on my SATs. Like, I think you'd be surprised because I think I didn't know what any question was asking.
Yeah.
And I did pretty well.
Yeah, I did shit on my critical. I knew I was going to do bad on critical reading. I did well on math, which I also knew I think I was going to do well on.
No, but that's also the yin to the yang for you and I again.
Right.
Like the reading and writing and all of the logic.
Yeah.
That would be me.
Right.
And the math and the chemistry and all of that, that's you.
Right. Yeah.
Although I do
I was
chemistry
gonna say,
for work.
Chemistry, that's right up your alley. Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It wasn't. I definitely got in trouble for what's really frustrating is in high school chemistry. I still remember my teacher, Miss Goulet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't come to me naturally. Let's put it that way. And I tried really hard. And then this project came up, and what's really funny is my friend and I worked closely together on it.
Yeah.
And we got in trouble for cheating. And I'm like, wait, but I didn't cheat. I just needed help. But our projects looked so similar to one another. Yeah. And that's the one class that I got in it was a big thing. But
the irony that chemistry is
what I do,
the bulk of what you do now.
Yeah, very important. Math
just something
too.
that people don't realize how much.
What, for a hairdresser?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. How much if you screw that up, and the consequences substantial.
You could burn a head.
Right.
The scalp off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Don't worry, everybody. I've not done that. But it's really crazy, the ratios and the math and the chemistry and the understanding behind it.
That's the most important part, yeah. Mm-hmm. Because if something goes sideways, you have to know how to correct.
You do. Yeah, and people will come in for what's called a color correction, and they'll come in with a project for you where you're not just slapping the color on. It's not just I do hair and it's done and I snap my fingers bippity boppity boo.
Right.
I need to come up with a plan and figure out, especially when someone comes in with a project that's a little bit bigger.
Right.
You need to figure out how to undo what is done and then do what you would do.
Yep.
So yeah, there's a lot of thinking and math and
it's
all
not
of
just
that.
cutting hair.
It's not that too. That's a lot of, what's that? It's geometry, all the angles, baby.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that. Should have said it that way.
No, it's true. You need to lift things to the right angle, and you just already know.
Yeah, I said it's not just cutting hair, but then when I think of just cutting hair, that's not an easy task.
Oh,
you know
no,
what I mean?
You're just saying what people say.
Yeah, right.
That's why you said it.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely not an easy job. And I remember being told, well, if people don't have money, you don't have a stable job because the first thing people aren't going to do is get their hair done. Well, I can tell you that's not freaking true.
Right.
That is the farthest thing from the truth.
Right.
We do things that you cannot do yourself at home. Like people
Right.
can do root touch-ups and all of that. But at the end of the day, it's going to be better when we do it. You know, my clients and I have such a close relationship that it's almost like a therapist situation. One of my clients actually got me a therapist sign.
Yep.
Shout out Crystal. And it's just like a special, no one's not going to get their hair done. There's
Right.
no freaking way.
Yep.
But in high school, they tried to make you not do trades when we were in it. And I have to specify that because now they do all these fairs where they show trades.
It's been different the last decade of trying to get people into trades. And they see the value of not spending hundreds of thousands of dollars into something you're not going to end up using.
Well, that's another thing that we should talk about because we both come from families where this is not a bad thing. Just, I really want to preface that. This is not a bad thing at all. But we pay for our own everything. Mm-hmm. I mean, we paid for our own college. Mm-hmm. We paid for our own wedding. Mm-hmm. We're paying for our own house. There's no gifts.
Right.
We don't expect
Right, but like
an
you
easy
said,
ride.
that's not a bad thing. That's like who we are. Like that's how we were brought up too.
I would feel weird if one of our parents were
but that's a
like,
testament.
here's this.
Right, but that's a testament to our parents raising us as, hey, if you want something, just go do it.
Yep.
And I'd much rather be that than having handouts.
Right.
Because people who got handouts their whole life are...
It's a testament to who we are today, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it taught us structure and you work to get what you want and don't go and get something unless you really want it.
Right.
You know, and then you start making your own money. We started making our own money when we, worked and we could do whatever we want with it. But the big stuff in life, it's been us, like you and I together, just figuring it out.
Right.
So went to college, as you know, but for everybody else for 2 years. And I didn't even get an associate's because I knew I wanted to do hair. It was like I tried, being going for education, and I realized, well, just because I like kids doesn't mean I need to be a teacher. And then, so that was only one semester that I focused on that. Once I knew that wasn't it, I moved on to the next. And then I switched to the criminal justice psychology phase. And I loved that. Like I would still take classes today if I could
that's
just...
something you've always been passionate about anyways.
That's the word though, passionate.
Yeah.
I've always been passionate about it. But then I realized I didn't want to do it as a career.
Yep.
And I'm like, I'm just doing what I've always wanted to do, that I was told I shouldn't do, that I was told I couldn't do, whether it was by dad or the school or whatever. It was like, no, I'm going to do this.
Right.
And it's just been so amazing. So I feel like I lost my train of thought on that, of where I was going. But
Yeah, I don't know where you're going.
it's just basically like, paying for school.
Oh, yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. Yeah. So when I went then for an apprenticeship with hair, you don't pay for an apprenticeship.
Yeah.
You get paid to work and then you put in your hours and then you go and take the test for your license. So now every time I make a payment for my student loans, I pretend that it's me paying for hair school. That's where I was going with that.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. I'll just pretend that I need to pay for it and I didn't.
Right. I love that.
It would have been a great ride if I figured it out earlier. But then it's like time and place, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Because
You have to test out the waters and see what you like and what you don't like. And at the time, you thought this was something that you were going to do. And you got to try it in order to realize that you don't like it.
Right. And honestly, if I did hair right out of high school, I wouldn't have found the apprenticeship that I did. And I literally wouldn't be where I am today.
Yeah. Who knows?
So I would have gone to hair school and I would have paid for it and I probably wouldn't have liked hair school.
Right.
So it's a whole thing. And I'm glad that things happened the way that they did. And,
Right.
you know,
it all worked out.
It led to all of this.
Yeah.
I mean, all that we've just talked about, it led to that. So all these little decisions that you make in your life definitely add up.
Yep. My dad always said small things add up to big things.
Well, there you go. Yeah, what's that sign you made above our door? small, whatever, big changes.
Yeah, small changes, big results, or something like that.
There you go.
Yeah, something like small something, big results.
Yeah. Small changes.
I think it was small changes, big results, something like that.
Yeah.
Little things add up to big things.
I love that. It's so true. We have a lot of little signs made by you around our house. I love it. You're always like, can we get rid of this one yet? I'm like, no, I love it. They're so special. So when we do this whole house thing, you're going to have to build a lot of stuff. I'm going to be your client.
It's fine.
How's that?
Yep, that's fine.
Talk about a role play. I'll be your client.
You'd be a good client. I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think I'd be.
Yeah, you'd be all right to deal with. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like if I were single and you were doing work in our house, I'd
Jesus.
definitely wear like things. I would definitely take advantage of the fact, I'm just pretending that we were both, wow, we're really role playing this, aren't we?
You are. I'm just staying silent over here.
Oh, we will. You're like, cut the tapes out.
I'm sending you an invoice tonight. We're getting the ball rolling.
No, because now you're sending the whole
What, you need a
thing
dining room table or something?
Yeah, I need something in each room.
You need a bed frame is what you need.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, that'll work for us. Okay, anyway.
If we were on Love Island right now, I'd say, am I making you nervous?
Why does everything we say come back to Love Island?
Because we've watched 7,000 episodes.
7,000, yeah. Yeah, no couple are bigger fans than us, so.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah, usually it's like someone would like it and someone would like, I want nothing to do with that.
Mm-hmm. But also talk about yin and yang. TV-wise, we are on the same page.
Yeah, a couple shows are, Like you like the Housewives shows. Although I can watch them, but I don't get into them. But if it's on, I'll watch it. But like Love Island, I'm into. Or like Big Brother, I'm into.
No, this just rounds out you being like the absolute perfect guy, because most of the time a girl will be watching their show and then, the husband comes home and whatever. Although there are those like little reels or TikToks out there where it's like when my husband says he doesn't want to watch a show and then he's like engaged, which is
Those
how
are the
you
best.
start out. It's true.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we've already passed that stage and I'm just engaged from the beginning.
yeah, you're like a little Love Island tonight.
Yeah. I'll never recommend Housewives or, something like that. But
you do love Lisa Vanderpump.
yeah, I get attached to people.
But because you were more into the Vanderpump Rules, not totally, but
yeah, that's true.
you love Lisa.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's true. I mean, like growing up, I would watch like Jersey Shore and, like the classic MTV.
So you already knew you were going to be with me, so you had to warm up the reality TV.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's fun. Like we've done Sons of Anarchy, we've done Blacklist, we've done Prison Break 17 times, we've done Game of Thrones 17 times. So we do dabble in other genres.
But we're always on the same page when it comes to like, hey, you want to restart Prison Break for the 5th time? We're like, yeah,
Literally
let's do
5th.
it. Yeah. Like it's never like, I don't think so. Uh-huh. It's always, I was thinking the same thing.
No, the reason why I have this hair is because by the 3rd time we watched Game of Thrones, I'm like, okay, I need to have her hair. Like
We got to start
Mother
that
of
again,
Dragons. Let's go.
Yep.
Yep. We should.
Tonight.
Are we restarting Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That is a open book that you cannot close until you're like at the end. You're not just going to start Game of Thrones and then sprinkle other shows in.
Yeah, that's one of those shows you got to that's it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Right now we're moving through the most recent season of Love Island UK, and when this episode comes out we might be done with it, but we are we're moving through. We're feeling very passionate.
How do we get to reality TV?
I don't know. When don't we? We can move back, but yin and yang. I also just think it's so funny, like when we talk about chores, like yin and yang division, there's things you like, there's things I like. We were always like, talk about moving in and living together. We were always on the same page as far as like what chores you would do and what chores I would do.
We're pretty traditional when it comes to that.
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, so when I was growing up, my chore in the house would always be to empty the dishwasher. So and maybe I'm not so good with that now, but that's like the one thing that I do in the kitchen that I think I do most frequently.
No. To be fair, before we made the transition to me being home, because I'm not just going to leave the dishwasher for you.
Right.
So let's
Well, it's a little different now
travel
because
back in time.
Yeah,
you did the dishwasher all the time.
Right. And I'll always take the trash out.
That's it. Dishwasher and trash. And then I did laundry and like housework.
Yeah, that's pretty traditional.
Yep.
Yeah. And
I love it.
I love it too.
And so now, like, obviously, I don't do trash ever. So
that's what I'm saying. Right. You never have to worry about
I'll get to the
trash
dishwasher before you, because I'm not just going to be home all the time with Kallie.
That's Matt Steele.
And like, I'm not going to do that.
Mold growing.
However, you do leave stuff in the air fryer, but it's fine. I always, recover it. But no, the trash is one thing that will never change. I don't see that ever changing.
I love taking the trash out.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good at it.
So you're just the perfect guy again.
Yeah. I love taking the trash out.
Okay, great. Yeah. Yeah, I'll always have it by the door and you just take it out. That's just how it's going to have to work.
Every morning when I leave, I take a bag with me. Mm-hmm. So it's just part of my day.
Yeah. Honestly, it's so into our routine. We just should never change it.
It's fine with me.
Love that.
As long as you keep folding the laundry.
No, honestly. And I do it like I have my ways. Like when you go to fold the laundry, it's like nothing, it's nothing against you. Like it's nothing mean, but I just like, I want to refold it so badly. So it's just better that you don't do it.
You have the experience from working at Crazy 8 or whatever that place was called.
It was Crazy 8 and Hollister. Oh my God.
They're like crazy about
They
that.
make you, like you had a board that you had to fold shirts on. But yeah, there's just something about it, like going to your closet and picking something out. It's just like ready to wear. Like sometimes when you fold stuff, it's a little wrinkly.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, and now with Kallie's clothes, those things are so small. You try to fold a 2-year-old shirt and it's just a ball on the table.
For you.
For anybody.
No. You're so right. And I've seen so many reels about like, if you fold your kids' laundry, you're wasting your time. Blah, blah, blah.
That's true.
No, because then what? I pull out a shirt for her and it's wrinkly? That's so rude.
You think she cares?
I mean, she might if she sees a picture later and she ends up like me. She'll say, why'd you put me in that?
Nah, I think she'll be all right.
I think she'll be all right. She's pretty cool. Ooh, this is a fun game. Kallie, I feel like her personality is going to trend more towards you. I just do. What do you think?
In what regard?
Just chill.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Fiery, for sure, like me. Like
attitude like you, but overall, she's more like Amber, like very laid back. Mm-hmm. She'll be more of a go with the flow, I think.
Exactly. I see that. But you're right. Attitude, it's like looking in a mirror.
Yeah. Yeah, she's developing that, like, just attitude.
Yeah, it's hard pure, to describe.
Yeah,
it's
just
pure
like
attitude.
Little talking back.
That's what it is. It's the talking back. And
However, when she talks back, it's not like a it's not in like a bet like a it's not in a mean way.
No, it's not.
She has a point when she has a reason to talk. It's so weird because she'll like say something and then you'll be like, who do you think you're talking to? And then she'll explain what she says.
Right.
And you're like, shit, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like you're right. It's weird.
She's so smart.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what it comes down to. She's so smart. And it's funny though. It's funny because you are, you're 30 looking at a 2-year-old and somehow you're talking on the same level because she's so elevated.
Yeah. It's weird. Sometimes I love it. And sometimes I'm like, you got to stop growing up because I can only imagine what she's going to be like when she's like 5.
I know. So it gets into another yin and yang point because we take very different roles when it comes to parenting and, you call it whatever you want, good cop, bad cop, more chill, more strict, whatever. It's no secret that I'm bad cop, more strict.
100%.
It's just, I knew it before I even knew who my husband would be.
Yeah.
That I would be that role.
Yeah.
So it's just so perfect that you come in and you're more of the, not lenient. I mean, she's too young to know if you're lenient or not, but you're just softer. You're softer.
A dad having a girl, I think there's no way to not be like more lenient. Mm-hmm. Like, I think if we had a boy, it'd be a little bit different. But there's just like no way. I can't imagine. I don't know. It just must be so different raising a girl than raising a boy, especially if it's your first one. Mm-hmm. And like, there's always like having a girl first. There's definitely just it's like an unexplainable, like I'll always be more lenient with her.
Mm-hmm. But I love that because it allows me to really step into what I assume my role
really
should be.
Non-lenient.
Exactly. Like when you're like, who do you think you're talking to? Like, who do you think you're talking to?
I was
By the end of the day, we're like fighting.
I was telling my dad today that last night when I was putting her to bed, I was like, she wanted like watermelon before bed. Mm-hmm. So I was like, yeah, just sit down. Like, can you just go sit down and eat the watermelon? And she started like running around the island. And I was like, she has to go to bed soon. So I was like, hey, sit down and eat your watermelon. She goes, okay, daddy. Oh. She goes and sits down.
I don't get that.
I had to turn around because I started laughing. I was like, was it that easy to do? Because it never happens.
I'm telling you, it's not. Wow. I don't get that.
I was just like, I didn't yell, but I was just very direct and very stern. And she walked over to the couch, sat down, and started eating.
What?
Yeah.
I am going to take this up with her. Yeah. Let me tell you.
Yep.
I've never had that happen. Mm-hmm. Wow. I love that she's like that with you. Mm-hmm. And I know that it's because we spend longer hours together as two girls. Yeah, her and I definitely. She'll just laugh it off. Like I'll say something so serious and she just laughs it off, which just pisses me off.
Right.
And I mean, she's so cute that whatever. I don't really care, but it takes me a minute. I'm like, who do you think you are, little girl?
Right. Yeah. And it's tough because once you do it once, like you can't break that like straight face.
Sure.
Yeah. Because the minute you like say something and then laugh about it and make it a joke, then she knows. Mm-hmm. It's like when she used to learn how to sleep. And like you go in when she stands up, which I was terrible at too.
Wait. You said we.
So she made one peep and be like, she needs us.
I
know I'm bad. I know. I tell everybody that I'm just bad at that. And I'm always going to be bad at that. She can do something, she can say whatever she wants and I'm always going to give it to her. So I'm sorry for that now.
I love that Kallie has a dad like that.
Yeah.
But shout out to my dreamy sleeper, Jess Byrne, because I did message her and I'm like, look, we got a weak link over here. Every time she cries, he goes in and she's like, you got to get back to your structure. So it's hard. And I love that you're like that. Yeah. I love that. No matter what, she knows like she has daddy who's a little bit of a softie. However,
remember when you were younger, hey, can I have a sleepover? Who do you ask for a sleepover? You always know who you're going to ask.
Right. You go to the right one first.
I'm just going to be the one. So.
And that's okay. However, that touches upon what I was just going to say is that we've decided very early on that we're going to be a unit. So like if she does ask me first, and I were to say no, you have to say no. But if she's smart, which she already is, she'll ask you first. Yep. And you would have already said yes. Yep. And she'll be listening to this at an age where... Or you say, go ask mommy. Yeah, like if you want to say no, but then you feel guilty for saying no, you can send her to me.
Go ask mom.
But if you want to say yes, then you'll just say yes in the moment.
Right.
No, but we deal with that like... she's like, she learned to say, because she always wants like juice before bed.
Yeah.
And we water it down. It's like the watered down version and then we water it down more. But still, she's brushed her teeth. She's ready for bed. Like, I'm not trying to walk into a freaking wet crib in the morning. Right. Well, because you get up with her.
Right.
But, she'll be like, oh, can I have some juice? And I'll say no. And then she'll go to Matt and she'll say, Daddy, just a little bit of juice, just a little bit. And he'll
what
be
do I
like,
say?
oh, sure, you
Yeah.
want juice? I'm like, hey, I said no. And then she'll look at me and she'll look at you and she'll look at me and she'll look at you. And it's just that like, well, you didn't know that I said no.
Right.
And now you said yes. And
Right.
now I roll you, but there's no tension because I know you didn't hear me. It's like a
Right.
whole, it happens like a couple times a week where he's like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, I said no.
Yep. It's true.
So that's our structure. I love our yin and yang. I love that we can be so different, yet it brings us closer together. And I think Kallie will grow up loving our dynamic and,
so too.
and watching us. Like when I came home from work, you know, she's like, give daddy a hug. And then she'll come in between us. Like she just loves our love. And I think it's really cool that she'll learn our dynamic. And, you know, you see from your parents when you're a kid, you want what they have or you don't want what they have. It's very simple.
Right.
So I strive to be a couple where she wants to have what we have. Yeah.
We're setting it up okay for her.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on again.
Thanks for having me.
You're going to come on again.
I hope so.
But this is it for now. This is all we can offer. And I had fun.
Me too. Always.
Yin to my yang. I love you,
That's
baby.
right. I love you too.
Well, thank you all for joining us today, where there's a lot to say, a lot to do, and a whole lot of Alexis.
Wake up.